Something strange seems to be happening. Jim Carrey recently appeared in Paris looking different. Very different.
Bonjour, how are you?
Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. I really took on a pretty big challenge trying to do my speech in French.
Once this footage was released, social media went into a frenzy. People were not only discussing his award, they were asking one shocking question. What happened to Jim Carrey? And is that even really him? A lot of viewers started claiming it was a clone. And now, with Katt Williams talking about hidden truths in Hollywood, some fans are pushing the theory even further. They believe this is proof that something much bigger is happening behind the scenes.
Searched my whole life on what the entity was before I got there, you know. My intention was to get in there and kick up some dust and try to become a whistleblower that they don't knock off. Because, you know, they get all the whistleblowers.
Jim Carrey appeared at the 51st Caesar Awards to accept an honorary award recognizing his lifetime achievement in film. That is a major honor. He even delivered part of his speech in French, yet no one online seemed interested in what he said. Instead, all attention was on him. The way he looked, the way he spoke, the way he carried himself. Everything about it felt unusual.
Huge conspiracy theory about beloved Hollywood actor Jim Carrey right now because people are saying he's acting and looking very different. Did the Illuminati finally get their loudest whistleblower and clone him, thus silencing him? This is like two conspiracy theories in one, so here's everything you need to know.
I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower.
So yesterday, 64-year-old Jim Carrey received a Caesar Award in Paris, which is like a French Oscar. And he was just suspiciously acting out of character for the iconic Jim Carrey personality. And longtime fans also noticed he looked younger or very different. And for a lot of actors in Hollywood, that's the norm. He's 64. I support people getting work done. But a lot of conspiracy theorists who are really just diehard fans say normally Jim Carrey would never do this. His whole brand is drastically changing his facial expressions and melding his face into whatever he needs to do for his role. It's just the last person you would ever expect to do that. But what's really freaking people out and driving home the conspiracy theory is that his eyes are a completely different color now. They are green, but they used to be very obviously brown. Is it him? Is someone new under the mask? And Jim Carrey is infamous for his whole career long time, giving very powerful speeches against government corruption, against capitalism, against...
Some people said he did not seem like himself, while others insisted he looked completely different. A few even claimed he had been replaced, and yes, the word clone began trending. When red carpet clips surfaced online, fans started comparing them to his older interviews. They focused on his eyes, saying they appeared more blue than brown. They argued his jawline looked different, his teeth looked different, and even his voice sounded softer and slower. One person wrote that there was no way that was Jim Carrey. Another described the moment as cryptic and dark. Someone else claimed they were testing the public one last time to see what they could get away with, mentioning Joe Biden. From there, the theories became even more extreme. Some believe the real Jim stepped away from Hollywood years ago, around 2017. Others say he knew too much and began speaking out about how fake the industry is, and that part is not invented. Jim has openly criticized Hollywood before, and he has also spoken against the government and alleged criminals he believes are. Remember that well-known red carpet interview where he said none of this is real, where he told the reporter he does not believe in personalities and that we do not matter. That video spread everywhere and went viral years ago.
Tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're celebrating.
You got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in
boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. What do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut it down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality. beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No, I didn't.
Was that an
get dressed
accident?
up. I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
He sounded thoughtful and philosophical, almost as if he had pulled back the curtain on something hidden. At the time, some people said he was simply being spiritual, while others believed he had witnessed the darker side of fame. Now, fast forward to Paris. Fans claim this version of Jim seemed eager to step back into the spotlight, smiling, joking, and acting as though everything was completely normal. Did something suddenly shift? Could Jim really have changed his deeply rooted convictions overnight? Critics online argue it did not feel natural, saying it is impossible that this is truly him. Some even linked the moment to other celebrity clone theories that have circulated across the internet. Kid View once claimed there is a cloning facility in the US, and that he himself was a clone who managed to escape from it.
Okay. And what nationality are you?
Sicilian and Puerto Rican.
Okay. Sicilian and Puerto Rican. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that now.
Those are
That's
my
what's
two genomes.
Okay. So who's the Puerto Rican one? Who's the Sicilian one?
When I was cloned, they wiped a lot of memory, but when I stole the documents before escaping, I read that the mother was Puerto Rican and I guess the father, the surrogate, you could say, was the sperm donor was the Sicilian.
Okay, so you're a test tube baby.
Yeah.
What's that?
Shout out Clonaid.
Yeah. Well, you could actually, as soon as you die, they could actually freeze your body.
Well, what happened with my first gen is they took the skull because he initially had written in a will to the Raelian movement that if something were to happen to him, they can ship the skull over immediately to Clonaid. So they can remove a fragment of bone that's located here. And in this fragment of bone, it stores all of your memories and consciousness. And with that, they can make a sufficient replica of yourself, a reproductive version of you, including your memories. And you can be selective as to which ones you keep or don't keep. This process has been around for quite some time. Like Dolly the sheep was cloned back in, I think, the late 70s, early 80s, if I'm not mistaken.
Dolly the sheep, yeah, I remember that. And they've cloned a lot of animals over the years.
Yeah, Clonaid, I don't want to say too much information. This is going to be broadcasted on the internet.
But I don't think they could transfer the actual memories, though.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're living proof of this?
Yeah, I'm living proof. Except all the memories. A lot of them I don't have because of drugs and alcohol as a teenager. So it's kind of like burning an MP3 CD, right? So let's say, we don't do this, people don't do this anymore, but back in the day, you would bootleg a CD, you would need the original copy. Mm-hmm. You put it in, it reads the disc, transfers all the files. You have the same exact CD, it's the same thing. All the tracks, everything, every bar, every hit from every note, everything's gonna be on there. Now, if I scratch that CD, I may not be able to read all the files on the disc, making it impossible to transfer, make a new one, a new copy.
To be fair, people do change over time. Jim is older now, faces age, voices shift, and lighting can make eyes appear different. And yes, celebrities sometimes undergo cosmetic procedures, yet that has not stopped the rumors. Supporters of the clone theory argue that the biggest clue is not his appearance, it is his energy. They say the old Jim was wild, loud, and unpredictable. The man from The Mask and The Truman Show had a unique spark in his eyes. Many have speculated that this is not Jim at all, claiming the real Jim was removed years ago for speaking out against powerful figures in the shadows. One piece of so-called evidence often mentioned is the tragic death of Jim's former girlfriend years ago, with some believing it was meant as a message to him.
Jim Carrey was devastated last September when his 30-year-old girlfriend killed herself. Now, 10 months after the funeral for makeup artist Katrina White, the just-released autopsy report details her final days. She left a suicide note for Carrey. They had broken up the week before. I've spent 3 days now in disbelief that you're not here. I can go on brokenhearted and try to put the pieces back. I could. I just don't have the will this time.
She had not been seen in 4 days at that point. The last person she'd spoken to, it's believed, is Jim Carrey.
Chris Spargo is a reporter with thedailymail.com, which obtained the autopsy report.
Jim Carrey texted her the night before saying that he was actually missing a bunch of pills from his medicine cabinet, asking if she had them, but there was no response.
The toxicology report says she had multiple drugs in her system, including pain medication prescribed to an Arthur King, who is believed to be an alias used by Carrey, according to published reports.
She had obtained 3 bottles of pills from someone under an alias. It's believed it was possibly Jim Carrey.
Carrey last spoke to Katrina White via FaceTime for 3 minutes. Her body was found 4 days later in her rented home in Los Angeles. In her note, Katrina left the funeral arrangements up to Carrey.
We know they called Jim Carrey first when they found her body after finding her cell phone, before they even called her family. So he obviously was incredibly torn up about this, but he really was there in the aftermath.
She ended her note to Carrey saying, "Please forgive me. I am just not for this world." She signed it, Dewdrop, the pet name given to her by Jim Carrey.
It has, unsurprisingly, been claimed that he was threatened, that he was given a choice, and that something happened behind the scenes. Then, there is one of his most talked about rants. The moment when Jim drew attention by speaking about secret symbols and mocking hidden gestures. The time he joked about talk show hosts distracting the public. He came across as half serious and half sarcastic. He even referred to secret meetings taking place in the woods.